like how many questions did you actually have to be like, okay, like let me process this?
To say
Watch
live
live
now.
now.
Some of your tests, you put like the Yoda language or whatever. It's not actually a term. Does the AP test make up terms, or is it?
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh, there was one
I
that
saw
was
one that was like passionate love,
Definitely.
compassionate love, and companionate love. And there's no compassionate love. It's passionate or companionate.
Yeah, that's where, like,
Yeah, or it'll be like availability interference. Like, well, they'll merge two terms. Yeah, and that's not a thing. Okay, so abnormal behavior and treatment of abnormal behavior. Okay, so do you remember the practice questions we did in class where I gave you an entire test in partners?
Yeah.
Okay, so there was. Did y'all keep that?
I haven't.
I wasn't here. Was that like a paper?
Yeah, it was on. It was online. That's right. So you do have a copy of it, but I think on the first page it was like question number 4 or something, where it was like, which one is the main goal for like how to treat, like psychologists? What's their main goal when it comes to disorders and things? And people were like, to cure it.
No. It
Like
doesn't cure
to
it.
prevent it or something.
It was to prevent it from even happening. Like people that go into like oncology and like are cancer doctors, they don't want to just like help people get their cancer better. They want to stop cancer from ever happening. That's the goal. They do. Megan, who somehow likes Nixon. I got my head around that. Okay. You know, that was the last thing we spoke about last night before we just, why is it her Nixon? I don't know, she's weird. All right, good night. Okay, so these are the 4 things. I believe there's a test question that was word for word these words in the test today.
I remember I saw now.
Yeah, it was like, which of the following is or is not. I forget how the question was worded.
How do I forget things so quickly? Like, I don't remember anything from all
I
that.
feel like I answered this question recently.
Well, because, like, I mean, even when you said something about, like, the building, I, like, don't.
The building with angles is a Mueller liar illusion, blah, 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 blah,
I can
blah.
tell you the answer that I put, and then I changed it to, and I think I got it wrong.
Like Miss Lee says, go with your gut.
Yes,
Unless
go through
you got wrong.
unusual, maladaptive, disturbing to others, and distressful. Unusual, obviously rare. Maladaptive is you can't like hold a job, and if you can't hold a job, let's like 2 birds, 1 stone. You can't hold a job and you are unemployed. Which axis of the DSM? 4. What's axis 5?
Oh, that's like the 0 to...
Yeah, 0 to 100, like how happy you are. What about if I have a personality disorder? What axis would that be in? 2.
That's a complete guess. I only know
medical disorders.
Other medical conditions.
Yes. So it's all like, I have depression, axis 1. I have a personality disorder, axis 2. I also have diabetes, axis 3. I don't have a job, axis 4. I'm a good 72, axis 5.
What's a good...
Probably wouldn't be that high if all those things were in my life.
I'm a good
72.
73.
Yeah.
So do you have to have like 1 to move to 2?
No.
Oh.
They're just like, Anna Benson, thank you for joining us in therapy today. Let's go through this before we start treatment. Figure out, like, think about when you go to the doctor's office and you're filling out all of your patient forms. Like, do you have diabetes? Do your parents have high blood pressure?
Oh my gosh.
Things
I
like that.
time it asked, like, have you ever had a heart condition? And I had something when I was like 2.
Oh.
And so my mom put down yes, and then they had to do like a whole heart test.
Yeah.
And she's like, I've never been that down
No,
again.
no.
She asked that, can you just forget I put that down?
And they can't by law.
No.
Okay, so that was the DSM. Over 300 disorders. First, and this is in order, for the 5 axes: clinical, personality, medical conditions, like, oh, you need glasses. Psychosocial and environmental problems. This is going to be like your, do you have like a support system?
It was
basically?
the question that we were talking about, right?
Yeah, it was a question on
Where
a
it's like,
vocab quiz.
You lost your job, that's why you were depressed.
Right,
Like,
right. And global assessment of the overall person's health.
The access things? No, they're not on here.
Are they not?
No, because we had
Why
it
would they not?
Because whenever
I'm surprised
good
if they
at
do it
comments.
1 to 100 because like that's like you're either like It
Yeah.
seems like when it says just one is suicidal, it means like, oh, if you have any suicidal, you just one. But then
No.
everything else, like what?
One is like you are in the
So
act of
you're-
suicide, like you
Oh,
are
zero
committing
is like you're
suicide
committing
right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like in the
In the
appointment, you're like, I need to
like
do
yes, as
Oh,
in you
that's
just
so sad.
swallowed pills and things like that. Okay, so yeah, and I know that there are some flaws with this packet. I found 2 really good packets online, and this one was like 23 pages of everything psych, and I was like, okay. And then it's like, or 99, and I was like, oh,
99.
Like, and so I
sending
think,
out to the printing room, and they're like,
and I mean, what? Yeah, I made 100 copies, and that's how many I
You
have.
know what? I'm gonna take one right now, mostly because I don't want to get mine out.
Do you not? Oh, wait. I say you do not have one. Okay.
so like off the video.
Yeah, it kind of is. Okay, so do y'all, I mean, looking at today's test and yesterday's test, you either know your perspectives or you don't. Okay, so when people
I knew which questions I was gonna think.
I know the
Like I didn't know the right
I don't
answer,
know
but I knew I got
the
it wrong.
like I know I don't know this.
This
Okay,
was
what's
like the
psycho-
opposite of hindsight bias. This is like
Okay.
me knowing I was.
Foresight knowledge.
What's the difference
I was
between
like,
psychodynamic and psychoanalytic?
They are synonyms.
Okay, good.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
Psychodynamic and psychoanalytic are synonyms. Okay, so I think it was like the first question where it was all like reaching your
right.
full potential or something. A psychologist is trying to help.
Humanistic.
Yeah, humanistic. I saw so many people like turn in like behavioral, biological. If it is conditioned or learned or something, then it's behavioral. If it's something about hormonal or chemical changes or parents or genetics, then it's biological.
What about if you think happy, it
what was,
changes
like,
your behavior?
If you think happy, think. What's another way to say think? Yeah.
I'm
Cognitive.
dumb.
If it says thinking,
What's
cognitive.
I put humanistic. So I was like,
There's
so
a happy
you're
social cognitive.
good.
I was between cognitive and but it was because of the way it was worded.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
But
I put my
yeah,
I was like,
psychoanalytic.
it should be cognitive, but then I saw everything else. I was like,
Wait, so
But like what? Think about just keywords. There are some like, but if it's like
okay, but
vague,
sometimes the keywords were not helpful, and that's what I. What's social cognitive?
social cognitive is like it's not on here. Social cognitive is society.
Okay, but it doesn't have anything to do with thinking, or how like society influences how you think. It's like
Society influences how you think. Okay, so like biological, what you've been taught changes how you think. What your hormones changes how you think. How your what? Oh, I can't read. I can't read. Biological, how your hormones affect how you think. Behavioral, what you've been taught affects how you think. Cognitive, it's your thoughts that you need to change, and then you can change how you think. Humanistic, you haven't reached your full potential, and blah blah blah. Low self-esteem, something like that.
And then
What's the
psychoanalytic
difference?
is the unconscious.
A psychoanalyst is unconscious.
Okay.
Yes.
What's resistance and transference?
Okay, so if you're in therapy, so Megan, you're my therapist, and you're all like, so tell me about like your dreams or whatever, and I might resist the urge to say what I really think.
Oh.
So I might pause. I might change the subject.
And
I
it
might make a
means
joke. I'm resisting the urge to say what I really need to say.
So,
And then transference is, let's say we're talking about something that angers me. Instead of like being angry at the feeling or the memory, I get angry at you. So I transfer my feelings onto
Punch
the
a wall.
therapist. Yeah, and then it could be like a
Punch therapist.
yes. Yes.
That'd
But
be awful.
basically, like, isn't transference? Doesn't that sound like
Transferring it.
but all defense mechanisms?
Yeah.
I blame you. I'm gonna kick the wall. I'm gonna punch a punching bag. All those things are transferring.
like the Dr. Phil. What is like
Conversion.
Yeah. Wasn't that like in a
Yes, conversion is a type of it's not a dissociative disorder.
It was a
Conversion
disorder where
is
it's
a
like, where
okay.
is that
It's,
the one-
you have physical like symptoms based on something psychological. So you have, let's say, depression, and when you are depressed, you get hives, migraines, tingly feeling, you vomit, you're whatever. All those things, it's like that's something physical because of something like in your mind. And so that's conversion. When you convert basically something mental into something physical. Yeah, it's going to be individual per person.
Wait, and then so the therapeutic like. Oh wait. So all the stuff where it's like the therapy where it's like draw the person or free association, is that cognitive? 'Cause it's like
That is not cognitive. That is all about trying to, like, if you're drawing a person with all your dark, twisty thoughts about that person is going to come out. It's psychoanalytic.
Wait,
Drawing a
so
person, sentence
that was-
completion, all of those are projected tests. From
What's-
Rorschaching, blot test to thematic apperception, that's all psychoanalytic.
What's rational motive therapy?
Rational motive therapy, it doesn't say
But that's
Aaron
the one
Beck,
where,
it's
like,
not.
you're
It needs to, I
ugly,
need to get rid of this. Aaron Beck,
is that the one where you tell people they're ugly?
yes.
And just so that they'll
You
look at
bring
themselves?
attention to their thoughts so they
So, like,
realize.
I'm a failure, and you're like, yeah, you are a failure.
Right,
They're
but
like,
then-
"Wait,
You did that
no."
to me.
Yes.
Like, yeah,
You are fat and ugly. And I was like, oh.
But sometimes they'll word it not the way or that I was wording it on the AP test. They might say, they basically tell you like all the things that you are worried about happening. Let's say they all come true and they will happen. What's the worst from this experience? Like, oh my gosh, like if you have social anxiety, oh my gosh, what if I am in public something and then like I have to say something, but I get really embarrassed and I vomit all over myself. Right. And it's like, okay, well, what if you actually do? Are you dead? No. Did you get fired just now? No, probably not. Did your entire family disown you? No. And
Like,
depending.
You don't know my family.
And so it's like, brings their obviously bad thoughts to the front. Yes, and then emotive, meaning it should feel like emotional. It should be a very emotional therapy. Okay, so now it's in the B block.
Wait, really? I was really fast.
Well, that's because we talked about the test for half the time, and your grades and
I have a question
whatever.
about one of them. The
Okay.
one question that I was talking about, like, you saw somebody, like, pass away or something, and then you felt really guilty about it, and then you become blind, and it's like, what is this?
Oh, it's panic.
What?
I'm not sure if I can say that.
It's like,
I don't remember that question.
It was like one of the last questions, but I was so confused. I was like, what is this type of question? It's the one where it's like, you saw somebody die or whatever.
Yes,
and then
and
you felt
you
really
go
guilty. You felt really guilty.
That's
and then
conversion.
and then you become blind.
You become
and
blind.
the doctor cannot.
I think I got it right. Oh, I put
panic.
I put panic. It was like,
And that's why.
But there's no reason that he would go blind for panicking.
Miss the conversion was that one story where it's like your face, it's like really like.
Tardive dyskinesia was there.
I put
Because,
that.
yeah,
Tardive dyskinesia because I was so confused. I was like, maybe.
I was
You're
like,
no.
so weird.
She looks at her face and then she goes blind. And she's like, ah.
It's too ugly.
I
Okay.
do that every morning.
Did I miss any like word?
We
Like,
made
you
a
just do
website. We didn't take any notes. Oh, we took notes the first day that you were gone, but then we like made a video with like our term, and then we uploaded onto like Google, like into a website that we made, and then we played Quizlet Live for all the cognitive terms, all the cognition terms, memory and thinking. Tuesday. But the website is a great review. You watch all those videos that we posted.
It's on Google Classroom.
It's on Google Classroom. Okay. Anyone want to talk about anxiety disorders?
Sometimes I get scared.
Okay, let's talk about like treatment.
PTSD is an anxiety disorder. Okay.
Yes.
PTSD and
What was the one?
Yes, but what's the what is the treatment?
The last one. For,
Oh,
this is the flooding or
Okay, if we're talking about behavioral, yes, we're going to do systematic desensitization. We're going to be doing flooding. We'll doing virtual reality exposure therapy. But what if you are a psychiatrist and you write prescriptions? Does anyone know the anti-anxiety?
GABA.
No. Oh, yes. Yes. I
I
know you're
my
right.
songs.
Yeah, give me some names.
For what?
Yeah, the name of
GABA.
That's the name of the neurotransmitter.
Oh wait, no. Oh. No, it's
No, it's not
because you have too much dopamine and it's flowing.
Oh,
That's
it's
schizophrenia.
Is it the one that starts with a Z?
Xanax. Xanax.
Xanax.
Nope, that's for schizophrenia. Xanax and Valium.
I thought that was the one that started with a Z.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, acetylcholine? No, that's a neurotransmitter.
It wasn't.
I thought you said chlorpromazine. Chlorpromazine or Thorazine is for schizophrenia. Chlorpromazine or Thorazine. Basically, if it ends in zine. Antipsychotics. Those are both types of
Because that was
antipsychotics.
on the.
Yeah,
What about anti-anxiety? You said the neurotransmitter for that was what?
GABA.
GABA, and then what would some of the medications be?
Xanax or not Prozac. Yeah,
Valium.
Prozac? Valium.
I don't feel like learning those.
You don't.
I feel like those aren't going to be on there that much.
Now that you said that.
Yeah, now the entire FRQ, Anna. Tell me everything about Prozac.
They heard you, Anna.
Yeah.
They're
How will the
listening.
following affect Anna in college? Prozac, Valium, chlorpromazine.
They're gonna be like,
It's not gonna be like,
Anna.
Thanks.
You're gonna get like a separate test. They're gonna be like,
Okay, so mood disorders affect your mood from seasonal affective disorder to bipolar. What is the treatment for bipolar disorder?
Oh, the one that
Lithium.
Oh, wait, no, never mind.
Yes.
Like the element?
Yes. It was lithium.
Oh, it's right here. Mood disorders and lithium.
And what causes bipolar again? Like, what is? Do they think they don't know?
Genetics, probably.
Genetics.
Yeah.
Oh, my parents, I was like really happy when they looked at it. They were like, you're bipolar. I go, bipolar is hereditary. And they were like, okay. I was like,
Can't insult me with it.
And then I went and looked it up just to make sure because I wasn't sure if I was right.
No, you're right.
When you start showing symptoms.
For bipolar disorder, for most disorders, you're going to start showing symptoms late teens, early 20s. Except for like schizophrenia, if you're a girl, then it's late 20s, early 30s. But typically,
That's
Guys,
really late.
right
You like live a normal life.
Right.
Until you're like 30.
And then it's
That's
like,
so
oh, I'm like
scary.
and then all of a sudden,
So
it's
it's
schizophrenia. I
Yeah.
can be schizophrenia,
like, yes.
but it would develop. Oh God.
I mean, think about it. It's
So
1 out of
scary.
100. You know 100 people.
But
I
so
know
people
people.
in
I don't know
school-
people with schizophrenia.
But can't you
I'm
get
starting to
one
find
when you're
them.
younger?
What?
Sniff
Can't you
them.
get one when you're younger?
Yes, there is like a child with schizophrenia, but that develops when they're like 3 and 4 and 5. But it's like if you don't develop child schizophrenia, then it'll be like later on.
Oh, but schizophrenia is the one that
They're
comes
so
from
weird
like
that
trauma, right?
No, that is dissociative identity disorder.
Schizophrenia is like
Schizophrenia
Oh, I'm
is
actually so-
where am I? Yeah, schizophrenia. There is 1% of the population. There's 4 different types. And actually, okay, that's actually a lie. I read or listened to a podcast. There's like 10 different types, but we're only going to talk about 4. One of those being childhood
All the other
schizophrenia.
six.
What's the flat effect? That was
Oh,
on
that was on the test.
Okay,
Oh,
flat
okay.
effect means
Is it
that
where
they're
it's
like they have no
Oh, that's the
like they're almost like
waxy
monotone.
right?
No, flat effect is like almost no.
personality.
Yeah, emotion.
They're flat.
Like their voice is
They're
just
not
like
very well rounded.
What is a good thing
It's
about
schizophrenia.
schizophrenia? Like,
It's like
Oh, it's
that was on the test.
It was
positive
Is
doesn't
it like-
mean good.
more
It
with
says,
your
like,
family.
increased
Was it that
family
one?
time.
No, positive.
that was
means,
the only positive thing. I said flat effects. I
okay.
didn't know what it was.
Positive doesn't mean good.
Oh,
Positive. That's what that answer choice of more
Positive.
family time. That was the like. This person doesn't know what the positive means. I'll
Oh,
throw that
yeah.
out. Positive means what is something that they have. It's an addition of a symptom. What's something that they have that normal people don't, which is delusions.
Oh.
Normal people don't have delusions. So a flat effect would be a negative symptom
Oh,
because it's something that they
taking away.
lack. Like when they lack like
personality.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but they positive, they have hallucinations and delusions, and that whole extra time with the family. Most people that are schizophrenic are alone.
Oh,
Their family have
well, that's
abandoned
because I read that. I was like,
I know.
the
It's
only
like-
good thing, but that's not right. But then I know
Exactly.
What's exactly was another
That's
one.
that's
the
catatonic.
mannequin one where they're all like.
Yeah. Yeah. And that
Have you seen Patch Adams?
yeah, the guy that's like this.
That's what I think. And when they start making all the jokes
Yeah.
about him.
Yeah. I remember
Shoot,
that.
what was I writing?
How we do? I don't know.
Is she ugly?
That's it's gonna be in my head now for.
Patch Adams is such a good movie.
That is a good
What
one.
was I
Patch
writing
Adams?
down? Oh,
It's a movie.
It's a true story about a guy.
cried.
Yeah.
It was so scary when the girl
You know
was
what's
like
really good
killed.
movie?
Spoiler alert. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
You know what's
Girl
a
was
really
killed.
good movie? Now you see me.
Yes.
Patch Adams is Robin Williams. He plays a doctor, but he doesn't like the way that medicine is done.
it sounds
like-
kind of like he did another
Who's Robin
movie.
Williams?
I mean, he did another
Like,
movie.
you
that
might
kinda
not think
sounds
that's
like
good,
that.
but that's like a solid
it
3,
was-
possibly 4 with a good effort.
Not
It's
Brad
good.
Pitt.
It's
I think it was Brad Pitt.
So this is a good thing.
That's terrible.
No, it's not terrible. That's like right at average.
You were like, you want to see some of the other people? No, honestly.
Right.
Show her Stevens.
No.
I don't know what he got.
take it with a concussion. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and just know that you taking it with a concussion, you did better than half the people.
It's so bad though.
For them.
Me.
No, this is a good
55
thing.
is passing, Brooke. That's not my god.
She got her then.
I'm acting like I didn't do the same thing. I'm like, that's so bad.
We have so many good movies to watch after the testing.
We don't have enough days.
Well, we should just not. Can we not do the
No.
project?
The project, there's several
Okay,
people
the
that are
project
like,
is
fun.
Macy said
I'm
Macy
excited.
computer a virus, and she said that like for weeks her dad works with like computers, and he was able to fix it.
we're going
She
to do it
said
on
for-
Chromebooks.
Wait, what gave her?
She
computer
chose
power?
to use her own
Well, I'm not
computer.
going to use one of those nasty Chromebooks. They always have like crumbs in them and stuff. I'm too much of a germaphobe for that. No.
Just drench it in some of the hand sanitizer
Yeah.
and then start using it.
And just rub it
Yeah. There's like Cheeto dust on it. Oh, no.
Wait. So the serial project, killer project.
It's supposed to help people.
Yeah, but if you're looking up
I'm
serial
so
killers
excited.
on your computer, like all these sketchy little serial
Yeah. Serial killers, they know you're watching. They're right behind you. As soon as you like log in, they're going.
What are you
So I'm
talking
gonna do
about?
it on my computer, and then Macy's dad is gonna
My serial killer
unsketchy my computer.
that I would like to do
Oh, because the government.
may or may not be also schizophrenic. Is that okay?
That's
what?
Okay, cool.
May
I
or
wasn't sure if
may
you just want like a normal person that's just
What?
crazy. And I would go through
A normal person.
Just a normal person who just happens to be a serial killer.
Well, that's a normal person who's just crazy.
Right. Okay. Let's move on. Let's be almost done with this. We talked about chloropromazine. Oh, dopamine. Remember dopamine? I'll take that, Sebastian.
Too much is schizophrenia.
Too
Too
much.
little is Parkinson's.
That's right. So dopamine is like the Goldilocks of neurotransmitters. Not too much, not too little. It's got to be just right.
Either you get Parkinson's or you get schizophrenia.
Right.
I'm gonna
So-
comment on.
Wait, too much dopamine is schizophrenia, right?
Yes, too little,
little is
Parkinson's. And that's just a theory because they even have given like dopamine pills to people with Parkinson's that increases their dopamine and it gives them hallucinations and delusions.
Oh my god. that's
So so they're like, hey, that's like schizophrenia. Oh, these people that are schizophrenic also have too much dopamine. Maybe there's some sort of correlation.
Mental
And that's
disorders
all
is
there
so
is because we
fascinating.
can't do an experiment.
That was a question on my anatomy test yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. So we're learning about like all of this. So pretty much all I have to do is study one topic, and it was like studying for blood classes.
Awesome. Best thing I've heard all day. Okay. We talk about Valium with
You knew what she
anti-anxiety.
got or what Anna was saying?
What?
What's the best?
Antidepressant drugs. We got Prozac, Zoloft, and Cymbalta. Serotonin and norepinephrine is what it's going to be increasing.
Reuptake is what exactly? It's when it like.
I'm a neurotransmitter. I've been sent to another neuron. Oh, but that neuron is not absorbing me. So I'm just going to go back to my home. That's reuptake. Yes.
I was like,
Because GABA slows you down.
yeah.
And people
So
with
it
anxiety,
increases
they need to get slowed down. They need to relax a
And
little bit.
then with depression,
They
They need more serotonin. And so it says reuptake inhibitor, meaning if it doesn't get absorbed, it's going to go back up. But if it inhibits the reuptake, you have to be absorbed. So I'm not increasing how much I'm making, but I'm making sure that you absorb all of it.
So what do you? Oh no. it's
wait,
not.
I thought.
What do you think is the best way to treat a lot of these? Like, in your opinion, I guess, what is like?
In my economics degree opinion,
Yeah.
let me see. I'm gonna say therapy with a little bit of talking and drug combo. Talking first, and then introduce drugs,
Okay.
but then keep on doing both.
So you don't just get on drugs. And then
I don't think so,
Okay.
yeah. because that's like I don't know.
It's just it's not client-centered therapy.
Right.
Do you have a minor in psychology?
I don't know.
She just teaches.
Wait, how do you teach AP psychology without
A degree.
that?
I taught it to myself.
And they were just like, okay, you can teach an AP class.
I was the only one qualified. I was the most qualified in the department because I took one semester of psychology in college. And they're all like,
So
Yeah.
after this semester's over, we'll have like the same, obviously not knowledge as you, but like the same
for psychology,
education in psychology.
yes. Yes.
So we can teach psychology. So I could teach psychology.
Did you get a 96 on your AP test?
Yeah. Let's see here. One person did get really close. That 90, they got a 92. Well, I got a 96, so I was like, whoa.
Wait,
I was like, watch out, someone's going for my job.
a 5 on like
A 5?
in
Okay.
numbers.
Was
5
that
in
Sarah?
numbers.
Oh,
I mean like
Yeah, that was it.
How did Gabe do on this test?
yeah.
Who?
Gabe.
Gabe?
I feel like I do better.
You'd
on
have to
tests
talk to
than
Gabe
this
because
one.
I am not releasing that information.
No, but just
And I don't think he knows because he didn't stick around to see.
Because the last test I got 100 on, and there's no way he did better.
AP Psych
Shows
calculator.
5.
AP psycho, it's like
How'd you do that?
Hi, Miss Taylor.
Hello.
Can I take my quiz?
Which one?
Wednesday.
Okay. Y'all can come up here and play around with this. It's like a little like, where is it? See? Multiple choice. It says 99 because they typically have a field question. Like a question that they're seeing if this is a good question and they don't count it because it's like seeing if it's a good one. So you can put like, here's the FRQs and then you can, it'll see.
Oh, nice. Well, you got a 0 on
Yeah.
one FRQ.
So if you get, what is it, 5, 6, and then get equal amounts, like 50%. Not, just kidding. That is the title.
3.
And then conversion disorder fits in it. So like
4.
personality disorders.
Okay. Let's see if you get like 70.
Social personality disorders. So this is like when you have a physical,
4.
I'm sorry,
Let's say you
psychological
get
disorder.
really good.
Conversion.
5.
Wait, go back to this.
So you said there's a psychological problem?
Oh, so anything.
Yes, biological.
Wow, that's not bad.
Symptoms.
84 and 5 on your FRQ. That's
not
not
bad.
bad. But that's also missing.
Wait, so
Not
that
that much.
8
78.
in total, it's
I
like
have to go eat at some point,
Because-
so as soon as I
Four.
give you
But, like-
your quiz, which is Wednesdays.
That's
If you
not
bump it
bad.
up,
That's like not that.
so you get a 0 and you get 100.
Well, wait, no, give me like
0 and 0.
that's
Oh.
still a 4. Wait, no. Do you like?
Or do you not want a end of the year present from?
Because that's like you write.
You got a
You can still
4.
get a 4.
And then let's say you get
Yes.
68.
I do enjoy.
You get a 3 there.
So you just
And
like.
you get a 7 here.
here.
That's
yeah.
a 7.
Oh, we're like
6
on
here.
The other.
And then you get 2 more, right?
Goodbye.
You got 72.
No,
You get 5. You get a 7. You get a 0. You get 3. You get 0. You get a 2.
Oh, hi, Miss
Oh, that's a 4. Let's get
What's a 4?
I don't know.
Wait, so you get 30 right. Like a lot of the kids did.
That's
Christian group. We're like, that's cool. Then we were
And you, like, write
something. Like, it's a really easy Christian group.
You still get a
I just want to see what someone who got 40,
Like, got kicked
they
out
get
there.
38, and then they got, let's say they got a 5
I
here,
swear.
And then
a
it's
4,
even, like,
right there.
Oh, that's so
Come
long.
back.
So you can't miss that much. Maybe like,
unless you write. Okay, if you
That's
still a 1, you have to do good. Like
about a 40. Keep it there, and then
I think I
What? get 4s and a 3, and then if you bump it up to, you have to get around.
So multiple choice.
Around,
six.
around like 60. You can pass. Wait, 55. She said you can pass.
Yeah, 55 is passing on. Wait, Like to do something.
Is she live?
Yep, we're on her live.
That was so bad.
You were like, and 52, and 79. There's no one watching. I should comment so she's not lonely. What are you saying there? No.
I mean, ugly. Oh, that's not my hard and disconnected. I should comment. I don't want ugly. Okay. Are we? We should go over perspectives because I apparently don't remember. Okay, that's like the self-actualization. That's like be the best person you can be. But what I don't understand is how it applies to everything. Yeah, it's like you as a person. I think that was like Maslow with his hierarchy. Those like
Oh, there's some questions about the lady, in the supermarket. Is that question about compliance?
I think.
Oh,
Oh,
that
where
was
we?
the easy one.
Yeah, that was compliance, right?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that was the only one
Because
that
that-
made sense.
yeah.
She was like, move out of the way, and then she moved out of the way.
And then she's like,
that was
okay.
so stupid.
Yeah.
But
there was
I
one
was
that
like,
was
this
like
is in
compliance.
psychology or is this just life?
No, there was one that was like, oh, I don't know. It was so I read it. I was like, read it again. I was like, why is this so easy? I was like, it's when you like read a easy question and then you think you're gonna get it wrong because it's so easy.
Oh, I have questions about how this person had a bar or something and he's wearing like exactly that.
Oh, that's the one. No, I don't.
I don't remember what cocktail party
It was cocktail party effect. That was the
or
selective hearing wasn't good.
I don't, yeah. I was thinking about selective hearing, but it was not.
Yeah, it was the cocktail party effect. That's the one where like
That's
you're listening, but then you're like kind of paying attention. You hear your name, and you're like, oh, you're talking about me. But I don't remember what the
I don't think.
because it is selective hearing, but I don't think that's.
me? I get close. Yeah. After I got known the first time, I just-
Hey, sorry for the real quick interruption. Teachers, boys soccer, please make sure you go to room 1206.
You warmed up your own food today.
I know, I almost forgot how to use microwave.
The one on the right,
Yeah.
but the forks are by the one on the left.
You're weird for knowing that or remembering it. So, who put this in?
No, that wasn't us. We were just seeing like.
We didn't know we were
how
on
to
the
like-
list.
Yeah.
We didn't know we were on live either, and for like 5 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and stream.